guys. Oh hey, it's Fee Ali with my 35-week pregnancy update. So thankful that I've made it to 35 weeks. I've been experiencing so much pain, like pain that you would never ever know before. If you had an opportunity to check out Sunday's video, well, it was Monday's pregnancy update, which was actually, the event happened on Sunday. That I was good all day. We were out with the kids. We went to a birthday party. We did a little bit of shopping. I was fine. Nothing too strenuous, but definitely I was mobile. And out of nowhere, these pains hit me. These pains were so... It was just bad, and it wasn't like a Braxton Hicks bad. They went on for 3 hours. It was in my lower abdomen and in my low back, and no matter what position I shifted to, it just wasn't, the pain was not subsiding. It was picking up, and it was frequent, but it wasn't, I don't know, it's weird. Like the frequency was inconsistent, but it was frequent, but it was inconsistently frequent, and the strength varied, but it went on for 3 hours. And I for sure thought that I was in labor. I was like really confident that this was labor. And so I uploaded my update video the next day, and a subscriber or a viewer, which I'm sorry, right off the top of my head I can't remember her name, but she commented and said that she had experienced prodromal labor when she had her child. And I was like, prodromal labor? I've done this 3 times. I have no idea what prodromal labor is. What is she talking about? And I googled it, and it, you know, gave me some facts, and basically what it said was a lot of people misconstrue prodromal for false labor, but it's not false labor. It's actually labor. Prodromal means precursor, so it's your body's way of preparing for the baby that's to come. So it stopped. It was 3 hours, and then it went away, and I was fine. And then it picked up again at night, and I couldn't sleep. I was tossing, I was turning. So I called my doctor, who actually happened to deliver my other 2 children, and she informed me that I was experiencing prodromal labor. I'm like, oh, who knew? So it was ironic that I had just learned the term and my doctor tossed it out there. So she said, what prodromal labor, what happens with me, with my son, I started feeling these pains for 10 days. 10 days before I gave birth to our son, I was experiencing these exact same pains. Like, you know, the rocking, the discomfort. I was just not happy. With it being my first child, I thought that, you know, I was in labor. And so I kept going to the hospital over and over and over again. And what happens when you keep going to the hospital is the staff at the hospital monitors the fact that you're having contractions, because these are real contractions, and they think that you're in labor, you're just not dilating. So what they do is they induce you, in which case your chances of having a C-section is greatly increased because your baby isn't quite ready. And in my situation, that's exactly what happened. My son had not descended yet into the birth canal fully, and so they put me into labor, and I needed a C-section. That's all a part of being impatient, and this is information that I didn't know. It wasn't at my fingertips. No one had informed me. You feel contractions. It's your first child. You can't stand. You can't breathe. You can't move. You think you're in labor. So, if, you know, note to you, if you are experiencing these pains, just wait for, you know, all the signs before you go to the hospital. Fast forward to our second child. I was going through these pains for 2 weeks exactly. Went back through my phone, through my Google Calendar, and I saw that on September 24th, I started having these pains, and I was released from work. At which point, she was born October 8th. So that would be like 2 weeks exactly that I started having these pains. Now, because it was my second child, I was like, I'm not going to the hospital. I'm just gonna work through it until some major birth sign occurs. Well enough, my water broke, and there came baby. So this time I'm taking all this information. I'm so thankful that this woman commented and said the word prodromal, because when my doctor was talking to me, I didn't feel like a complete idiot. And I also, you know, was able to ask her questions like, well, when I went into labor with my son, and she said, I think that you probably did have that, but we didn't know, whatever. It's cool. We're not gonna get into that. My doctor basically said that this is the way my body prepares for the birth of my children. So with that, my husband and I are thinking that within the next like 2 weeks, maybe we can have to 2 weeks, our new son will be here. If he stays in longer, I'll be really shocked, because like I'm feeling labor-ish. I'm still working out. I've been waking up at like 5 because I'm so anxious. I don't sleep at night. You know, I go to sleep around 8:30 and I'll sleep until about 9:30, 10 o'clock. And then I wake up to go to the bathroom. I'll doze back off with my husband. I'll wake back up at midnight. I'm up looking around, go back to sleep till about 2. You know, and it's just, it's like whatever. And then I wake up at 5 a.m. and I begin my workout and I begin my day. My energy, it's like, it's weird because it's like my energy it plummets at around 3, and I'm just like, I can't move, I can't do anything. But then it's up again, you know, in the AM. But my feelings of anxiety, of like anxiousness, eagerness, it's like on an all-time high. So I'm gonna attribute that to the fact that, you know, labor is near. What else? I've got hemorrhoids. Super duper uncomfortable, you know, leaning to one side. But I did notice that if you keep them clean, they're not as like itchy or bothersome. I don't know how to explain it, but I just keep wiping it, like, you know, letting the water from the shower just run down it, and it's like so soothing. But oh, pregnancy, you know, oh, pregnancy. Another tonsil stone came up in the middle of the night last night, and I was like, where are you coming from? I thought this was over. The frequent urination is just like, it's just like on an all-time high. I'm like up there constantly going to the bathroom, can't stop it, won't stop it, staying hydrated. But like, I can't even go to the grocery store and walk around without, you know, feeling like I need to pee. And I know that that's, aside from me staying hydrated, because I know that it's the position of the baby. He is so far down. Like yesterday, it was like I felt my pelvic area expanding, and I felt the pressure of something, obviously the baby, like just descending further. So I'm going to chalk this up as I'm really close to birth. And the baby end, he's the size of a pineapple, about 5 pounds. He allegedly will not grow longer, but he will get plumper. The sites say that he's done, like he's got everything he needs. But you know, it's the reason the babies have to stay in there as long as they do. But I'm not full term. I won't be full term for another 2 weeks, but I really think that I'm in the beginning phases of labor. If I'm not, like I said, I'll be really shocked. But from what I'm feeling, it's reminiscent to me of labor. And then I had some thick discharge, like really thick, not the normal thick discharge, but like a really thick white discharge, and it comes out like it's water, but it's not consistent enough for me to think that it's my amniotic sac leaking or my water breaking. It's nothing like that, but it definitely was like a release of something of some sort. And I'm just open, but I'm optimistic as to, you know, when the baby's coming. I would love for him to get a little more plump, but I would also love to get back to taking care of my other kids and my husband and my life, because right now this no sleep life and the pain, you know, I'm ready for the no sleep life, but I'm not quite ready for no sleep associated with all this pain. So appreciate you guys so much for your support, for your comments, for your chit-chatting with me, for your encouragement. Please make sure to stay tuned, because I don't know what's happening with baby Ali 3. And I'm going to quickly show you my belly bump. Is it a bump anymore? It's like because my uterus has grown 1,000 times. Did y'all know that your uterus grows 1,000 times? The reason why the heartburn picks up, which mine has as well, the reason why your heartburn picks up is because your uterus is now like overlapping. It's like ballooning all your other organs. So it's like overlapping everything. So it's pretty huge. The baby's pretty huge. And my body is like, you know, I'm over this, and my baby is probably like, and let me out of here. He's still moving, but he's not moving as consistently as he was before. I can feel him like, like he's kind of like, yo, like I feel body parts, elbows and knees and you know, like, but I'm not feeling him flipping and rolling and all of that stuff anymore like I was. So I know that he's over it as well as I am. And look. Always a good sign when I still see my abs. Guys, remember, when something seems bad, turn it around and make something good. Peace.